Play all day. Since when you're finished, can you please press the light
Sure.
for us?
Sure, sure, sure. Just gotta make sure you're drinking. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna cry. Oh, Pat, right? I will be ready to.
Yes, I guess I can see.
Or I think so. Cause like I can see the mic.
Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure.
Pat, are you ready?
Oh, I was going to do it so that way, like, we're not like walking behind. But we ready today. It's Monday. It was always Monday, but it's a different kind of Monday.
Yeah.
It's the first Monday back.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I know. So I said, keep it here. But you said you want to practice at home, right?
My daughter be trying to do her
You know what? I'm done. I'm done with the kids. What does that challenge mean?
What challenge?
With the two pictures.
Oh, the older and the
Damn,
younger one?
Maddie.
Oh, is that what that is?
Is that the one?
I'm sorry.
No.
The school challenge?
No, not the DMX one.
Okay, you guys are live.
seeing two pictures on two sides.
Okay. With the little kids?
We're ready whenever you are.
Oh, I don't know what challenge that
It's
is.
like, I just saw it on your page.
So I guess you got this spot. This is you. You see this right here? This is how you control this volume. Okay. I'm gonna bring it down so it's just in the background. I brought it down too low. Okay. That sounds good.
So keep it at that?
Yes. So I'm gonna close it. It's right here. Okay, you need to open it if you guys wanna cut it off. Okay. And then you still got your. That. Okay. Okay. Get to open up the mics.
Are we this way?
No, we're sideways. We're wrong way.
The wrong way, you said?
Yeah.
So we're the wrong way.
Yeah.
So we should be this way. Forward, looking at me. The wrong way. Hey, Ronnie. We're the wrong way.
Okay, Pat, can you just whenever she's ready,
Yep.
can you just
It's
good.
live. It just says go live.
Okay. But then I'm missing somebody. I'm missing.
Me?
Can we talk to Sarah better?
I hate that
That's silly.
it's slow.
I'm missing.
It's like it's a lag.
Perfect. Yeah, you know how to do it, right? Yeah, you just got to push the candle forward. Yep, perfect. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I didn't even charge my phone. Oh, wow. Can you send them to voicemail? They're going to drive me fucking nuts all night. Huh?
The mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's an iPhone?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, you
On.
got charge.
Okay.
How did she know
Oh.
me to do it? Because normally we were.
I should record this.
Yeah, they're very far. Ooh, I'm speaking loud. They're very
Whoa.
far apart from each other.
Oh, is she on Facebook?
Not yet.
We're live.
She's leaving at 8. Oh.
Cause I didn't get the notification.
Yeah, but I could
Oh,
I
she
could
has
always
to
sneak
come back
out
here and tag.
being in the end and you guys could keep going.
Your mic is on.
Oh. Okay.
Hello.
Yep.
Do we want to shut it off and tag?
You sure?
Can you tag?
No, I can
Yeah.
just copy and start all over. Or no.
I thought you can add from there. No, isn't there?
Edit
No.
post.
Edit post. Yep.
And then tag here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Closer.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
It's loud.
Welcome to Real Estate Divas.
Okay. That was my phone ringing?
No.
Oh.
Are we set?
Normally she gets all of us, right? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I'm still not in it?
I don't have a mic.
I feel like I'm about to DJ.
Yes. Little.
That's your third.
Little
Your
bit better.
third job.
Everyone's
DJ?
showered. We're all cool.
Hey, if the money's right. I don't know how good I'll be.
You wanna
I did,
tag?
everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. Save, right?
Perfect. Y'all was like,
You guys should record
Right?
bloopers.
Oh, do we do the
That'd be
train?
hilarious.
huh?
Like, you know how in the end of the movie is bloopers?
Well, that's
The
it.
funny
Oh,
bloopers?
oh.
Okay.
I can have her
You should do that like one
edit
time.
it.
Yeah.
And do it.
All right.
I got it. It's tagged now.
Okay,
All right.
perfect.
All right. Hey guys, welcome
Oh,
to.
wait.
Is my mic on?
Yep. Mics are
Oh.
on.
Hey Sharon. Herb.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nora, what's going on? Hey Auntie William, Auntie Margaret. Hey guys, it
Hi.
is. Let me get the thing on.
We're all set.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
been a
wait a
while. We're
second.
all over the place.
I'm
today.
telling you, I'm like, how we get to the shot? Wait, guys.
Woo!
Wait
We
a
did
second.
it.
Wait. Welcome back to Real Estate Divas.
Yes.
This is what happens when you have a holiday. We are all over the place. Welcome back. I'm Miss Madison Realty of Christie's.
Candace Mitchell of Group 26 Real Estate.
Cat of Remax First Realty.
And today we have a very special guest in the house. Candace, won't you introduce him and let our audience know who he is?
Yeah, you do put me on the spot. Okay, this is this is a really great inspector. Actually, one of my favorite inspectors, Ahmed. He's we've known each other for a while, I think. But recently we've been seeing each other a lot because I think you've done like the last 3 or 4 inspections for me. All my clients, they call you. I send them a list, they call you. So that's good. But yeah, I love him because he's an engineer, which I mean, you're going to give your own bio.
Saw
but
that. I was like,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
it-
what that
yeah.
was it PE stand for? I was like,
PE.
Yeah.
Thank you,
he
guys.
fancy.
Yeah, he's very fancy. And yeah, my clients love him. So yeah,
Well,
that's Ahmed.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me.
For those that are just tuning in, a home inspector is the most pivotal, I would say, experience that you're going to have as you're going through the home buying process. It is not optional, especially my first-time home buyers. I really encourage them not to skip this step. Do you have some buyers sometimes that try to skip this step?
I guess it depends on the type of property.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Investors
Uh-huh.
typically
Right.
do.
Investors,
Uh-huh.
sure.
Right. But
Yep.
first-time
Traditional,
home buyers,
right.
if owner occupied, I definitely advise them not to.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
good
let's
point.
catch up. How you guys been? I miss you. I haven't seen
Yeah,
y'all.
I know,
Whoa,
I know.
wait a minute. Hold up.
Uh-oh.
Y'all know I'm working on my weight. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Starting tomorrow. For real.
Starting tomorrow.
Start
That's your New
tomorrow.
Year's resolution. Don't they say never make a New Year's resolution because you're never going to follow through?
It's true, but in 3 months I'll be 25. So
I hear that.
I have to make sure I get started. So,
Yes.
what you been up to, Miss Custom Fitted?
Everything's been good. I've been working really, really hard. I was working all last holiday weekend, literally from Friday even to Monday. I didn't go to one cookout.
Wow.
Oh wait, maybe I did. I don't know. Sometimes the weekends get a little blurry.
Because I was like, wait, I think she's
Yeah.
talking about the weekend before.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been good. My buyers are motivated, submitting offers, getting them accepted, just having a good time. That's all.
Good things.
Regular.
As Kat say, sound like money to me. That's money calling.
It's money calling.
I'm definitely super excited that the Dallas Cowboys won last night.
Nice. You're a Cowboys fan?
Yes.
Nice.
In my father's household, we are Dallas fans. So this poster can come down. It's a wrap. I'm super excited to definitely get back to work and meet these fourth quarter goals.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I
What's
hear you.
going on, Kat? What you been up to, boo?
Like you said, just ending the summer. The kids were out of camp for a week, so
Mhm.
spent quality time doing that. Then preparing for school, school shopping.
Oh, how was that? How was?
Expensive.
I always want to know, how is school shopping for children?
It's expensive.
Just so
Right.
especially if they like grow
I have
out.
Right, I have a 10-year-old, so he's looking at the Jordans.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
the athletic gear.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my daughter's trying to be a little diva, so she wants everything and to
Pink.
accessorize and pink and the bows
Accessories?
with the bows and the purse to go. Yeah, so
Wait a minute, like a whole pocketbook.
a whole kind of book.
What's in her pocketbook though?
Oh, she put her lip
Lip
gloss.
gloss?
her dolls.
Oh, really? Were you like that when you were her age?
I wasn't.
I wasn't.
I
I
don't
was
think-
like,
I don't
I was
recall.
wearing Jordans like your son. I was like I was a
Really?
tomboy. Yeah, I was like real in athletic wear, all of that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
No
don't
cute
know.
purses or lip gloss for me.
I have to look back at some pictures. I don't know. How was that concert last night? First of all, before you answer, so what I'm going to do is piece like everybody Instagram story so I can watch the concert because everybody was at the concert last
Yeah.
night and I didn't even know about it. How was
It was
it?
cool. It was definitely cool.
It looked
Nas, It was
packed.
packed. It was a good time.
Mm.
Nas, Mary J. They did it was a good job.
It's good.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, I missed it.
I know.
Whitlet was there.
Just go on people's stories and
Yeah.
you will see.
Yeah. Matella was there. I saw a
Was
bunch
he?
of people.
Wait, hold up. Matella was
Yeah.
Matella.
He was like front row and center
Are
too,
you
I think.
serious?
Yeah. He was, yeah.
Oh, we definitely missed
I
that.
know, we was
Sorry,
slacking on our
Mary, we,
macking.
yeah. We were just working, so sorry. Kat ain't tell us about the concert.
Yeah.
Or Khadijah.
Next time,
KB with a smile.
Khadijah was there. She tuned in. That's what I was talking about. She said she tunes in every week. So
We love
shout out to
Khadijah.
Thank you,
KB with a
Khadijah.
smile.
Pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
KB. Ahmad, how was your weekend? What you been up to? How was your summer? You had a hot boy summer?
Kind of, not really. I mean, I went on
really.
a cruise. So I
Nice.
just got back from a cruise.
Nice. Where'd you go?
Bermuda.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm scared. So
I'm
I'm
gonna say that.
yeah, so I'm such a like Caribbean. You can take me to any island in the world, and but Bermuda is
That
one of
Bermuda
those
Triangle?
islands. Yeah, that triangle. I'm like, what is it? How do you get there? How do you not get there? Like, like what? Yeah, what's going on? Like,
Well, it was choppy getting down there. I don't think cruise life is for me.
yeah,
You
Definitely.
That's
left
another
out of
thing.
Jersey, New York.
Bayonne, actually.
Bayonne.
New
Oh,
Jersey, yeah.
whoa. So you had a long time.
It was 5 nights, 6 days, so it wasn't too long. We docked for one night. The best thing that we did was Bermuda. When we got there, the weather was a little bit bad. It was a tad bit choppy.
Right, the hurricane.
And then when we
Yeah.
got back, it was
Bahamas.
even worse. He was taking the long way, and the boat was like rocking.
Wow.
Yeah, you couldn't stand still on that boat. It was
wow.
really, and then the first 4 days coming back, of course, I book inspections. As soon as I get back, I'm like walking around like, yeah. So I don't think cruise life is for me. I'll
Yeah.
stick to flying and
Yeah.
booking hotels or Airbnbs like
At
everybody
least
else is.
experienced
I'm the
it.
same
It's
way.
an
For
experience.
real.
Experience it. I
And there
still
was some
I
time
made the
away.
best of it, you know.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Before we actually get into it, did you want to put your live on so your consumers can see?
I'm not gonna pretend like I know Instagram.
Oh,
like
so-
you guys do.
let us help you so that way you can they
Sure.
can see like, oh, he's a real person, because sometimes they forget we're human.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially with my business page, it's just my logo, so I don't even know.
Oh, gosh.
They know how
Yeah.
I look like.
Yeah,
right,
that's
they
how
will
I am,
definitely
so.
love it. Like, oh my God, did y'all see Ahmad? He's a real person. Now, is it Ahmad or Ahmad? I want to make sure I'm
Either way
saying it.
works. Ahmed is usually how what people pronounce it because the E.
Mhm.
Ahmad is usually with the A, but
So
whichever way you pronounce it, it's fine.
Either way, as long
get
as
my
you
name right.
as long as you write the checkout correctly, right? It don't matter what you call me. Like,
yeah, as long as you don't misspell it. That's
Exactly.
Fine.
On
There's
the
an
check,
H in
you
there
good.
too. There's a silent H. I just gotta make sure that people know that. Okay?
Yes, 'cause I definitely went back and like, oh wait, I spelled it incorrectly. So we're not going to waste no more
Nah, no
time.
worries,
We want to
no
make
worries.
sure that your audience sees you. If you
Yes.
need help going live, let
Maybe
us know.
I think this. Yeah, I see it right here. How do you do this?
Scroll all the way over.
Over.
no, back to the main page.
Okay. Yeah, you
Maybe
just
you-
work it.
Well, this is the iPhone, right?
Yep.
We do have
on the
questions.
top,
Yeah,
right?
we got it from the top. If you press the home button, there you go.
perfect.
And then
I just set it up
whenever
so-
you're ready. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Whoop, there
Perfect.
it is.
Look at that. Now I'm live. First live
First
video
time.
ever.
Welcome.
That deserves. now he's gonna be going live on all his home inspections.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm like-
Especially with Cambridge, you know?
Right. Right.
So let's
Oh
jump
my
right
God!
into
Yeah,
it.
we got to talk about our last inspection, Ahmed. Whatever.
Oh, man,
yeah.
that
Go ahead.
one.
We'll
we were
add
trying to.
We'll
Yeah.
add that question to it.
Yeah.
So you have
So,
you're starting right.
Yeah, we'll start. I guess the first question should be, what is a typical home inspection?
So that's a very open-ended question, but I want to attack it. So basically, a home inspection involves the exterior and the interior. That's the best way to describe it. So the exterior, typically in a home inspection, I'll start with the roof. I'll do the exterior facade. I'll work the whole foundation wall, the exterior foundation wall,
Okay.
the driveway, the sidewalk, all the good stuff. Pretty much all the visible and accessible parts of the exterior.
Okay.
The windows, doors, all that good stuff. I'll slowly work my way in. Basically, it's all the interiors, bathrooms, kitchens, bedrooms, living rooms. And then my playground is the basement of the crawl
Oh,
space.
yes.
That's the home inspector's playground. And
Nice.
from judging just by all you guys, how you guys follow me, I know that's like the one place where you're gonna
Right,
like
like,
this. I hope there's no big
Yes. Woo.
fight. Yeah, because that's where it gets a little bit hairy sometimes. So the utilities, the plumbing, the electrical, whatever is visible. So basically, it's a holistic overview of what your home entails, what you're investing in, what you're buying into,
Okay.
and that's what the home inspection is.
Now, are there particular things that you're looking for during a home inspection?
So basically, a lot of people ask me, is it code related? It's not code related in any way. We're looking for any deficiencies, any safety issues.
Okay.
So electrical issues are a big one. So if the wiring is not correct, outlets are not correct, plumbing issues,
Right.
if there's any leaks of any sort, pretty much anything that could cause you damage or a lot of money in the long run. We're going to
Right.
be pointing those things out and telling you, hey, get the proper trade, like
Right.
the plumber, the electrician, the general contractor in there to fix this up before it gets any worse.
Okay.
Right.
Do you need to be licensed or insured?
Absolutely. In the state of New Jersey, there's no way around it. I have people that ask me all the time too, like, can you provide us with the, the license
Right.
number, show us proof of funds, proof of insurance, I should say. So you have to be 100% licensed. You have to have $500,000 in insurance as well. A lot of the tri-state area, a lot of the other states like New York are very similar.
Okay.
I think PA, you don't have to be licensed. There's a
Oh,
few
wow.
states, yeah, believe it or not. There's a few states in America that you don't need a license, but I would say maybe 60 to 70% of them, maybe more, you need a license and you need to be insured to a certain extent.
Now, are you licensed just for New Jersey? Each license is by state?
At this
presume?
time, I am only licensed in New Jersey. I'm also a licensed professional engineer.
Okay.
I'm
I
a civil
meant-
engineer by trade.
Yeah, go over your background. as
Yeah,
far as a little
so
bit, how long
just to
you've
give
been
you a
doing
little
it.
bit of my background, I went to school for civil engineering. So I did that for 4 or 5 years. I graduated. I went through the whole process of getting my professional engineering license. That's the PE after my name. So basically, it includes you going, completing an 8-hour exam. Then you have
Wow.
to get 4 to 5 years of credible experience. It's 4 years actually.
Okay.
They'll review your application. You take another 8-hour exam, and then you become a professional engineer in whatever you select, civil engineering, whatever specialty you select.
Okay.
I've always loved real estate ever since I was a kid. I used to run around with my uncle fixing up homes in Jersey City. That's where I'm based out of.
Okay.
Back when values were much more humble.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I like
That's a
that
good
word.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've always been around the real estate market. My dad also, he's a homeowner as well. My other uncles. So I figured out that, believe it or not, because I am a civil engineer PE. It's the same board as the home inspection board.
Okay.
So I actually didn't need to take the full exam and go through the full process, but I still took the course. I still made sure that, I
Okay.
educated myself, because
Right.
just because you're a good civil engineer doesn't mean you're going to be a good home
Right,
inspector. And I loved it. As soon as I started inspecting homes, I knew it was for me. I was trailing other home inspectors. I absolutely loved it.
And now, how long have you been doing it?
3 years now, a little bit over 3 years.
And and you
Just-
own your own company.
Yes,
And
I
for
have
the
my own
the
company.
3 years.
Yes, and I still work full time as an engineer as well.
Got it.
Wow. He busy.
I try to keep busy, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Another question that came up is, should a buyer be present during the home inspection?
Absolutely. And if I could put in all caps, absolutely.
Yeah.
They should
Yeah,
be
I
present.
agree.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had your buyer ask you, like, do
All
I
the
need to
time.
be there?
Yes. I don't need to be there, but
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
but definitely.
But we are.
But you know what's funny? I've actually had a buyer. She actually was not at her own inspection.
What? She was busy.
She was busy, and it was an investment property, so maybe she
Okay.
was a
Oh,
little
okay.
more hands off.
Right.
I don't know.
That'll make sense. But
Yeah.
I suggest buyers be present only because it's an education process.
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. And it's
If you
your
have any
house.
questions,
Yeah.
the inspector's right there to explain
Right.
what you found, and you can possibly
Exactly.
direct them in the right, direction on who to call and what to do. So
Yeah, I
buyers
agree.
are definitely advised to attend.
It's always visual as well. Think about it.
Right.
Like if I try to describe to you a plumbing issue over the phone, are you gonna understand
Right,
anything?
right.
But if I'm
Mhm.
showing it to you and explaining it to you and pointing
Exactly.
things out,
Mm-hmm.
it's so much easier because it's right there. And then when you see it in the report, you're like, oh
Right.
yeah, I remember Ahmed talking about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Absolutely.
Because later on, you're gonna have to reference that report again. I have people that call me months later, and they still referencing the home inspection report, like, oh yeah, you pointed that out. for
Right.
me."
Right.
Yeah. And like
Nice
you
touch.
and like you said, Kat, I think it's like people ask me that all the time, and I'm like, you're gonna learn about your home. You're not always just finding problems, but you're actually finding solutions as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
hey, this filter looks a little dirty. You need to go down to Home Depot. You need to get this.
Right, right.
When you're dealing with an HVAC system, or when you have a hot water heater, to release the valve to let some of the water out. So you're literally learning about your home on top of learning the issues.
Yes.
On the big ticket items is what we call it,
Right.
the things that'll cost you a lot of money, down the line. So yeah, I
Do you
agree.
include that as well?
Maintenance tips.
Right. Exactly. Maintenance
Yes.
tips.
I try my best to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
The filter is a really big one.
Mhm.
Like I've
Right.
been to houses where there's this much dust, and it's like the filters will be right there. The new one. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm just gonna replace it.
Ma'am.
I feel
Ma'am.
really
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir, okay.
Or
okay.
sir.
Or sir, let me get that right.
Yeah.
But I'll just be wondering, like, why do you not replace your filters? Like,
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest things I always
Lack of
find.
education, I would say.
Right. I was
think
gonna
it's
say
pure
maybe someone
laziness.
didn't teach them.
Right.
Yeah.
Typically, how long does inspection take to complete?
Okay, so I'm gonna base this off like my area, North or Central Jersey. Considering average size home, like what does that mean? But anywhere from like 2,000 or 3,000 square feet. I know there's bigger homes in other areas in Jersey. Typically, if there's no issues, obviously depending on the speed, I could go 2 to 3 hours. I would think.
Wow.
It could take
That's
longer if
how
there's
long or
issues
short?
sometimes. Candace, how long do our home inspections take?
The last
typically?
one you did for me, I think it was only 2 hours, and it
2
was a
hours.
2-family.
And it was a
Only-
small two.
It was a
family.
small
Yeah.
2-family though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've had inspections about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Okay.
I
max.
would say
Really?
hour and a half to possibly 2, depending
It
on.
depends on the speed. Sometimes
Yeah.
too, how many questions people are asking.
Right.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna stop someone and be like, "Hey, your
Right.
time is up now." That's why you always got to give
Right.
yourself a big enough cushion. I
the
always try to,
maintenance
yeah,
to
exactly.
Yeah,
everything.
buffer.
Okay.
Sometimes people are late to inspections. That happens all the time. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
Realtors. Us.
I'm not gonna blame the realtor. Sometimes it's the buyers.
Yeah.
too.
But even the realtors can be late, because I always say, guys, I'm gonna be running late. Inspect the exterior
Right.
before I get
Yeah.
there.
And that's what I'll
Start.
do. I'll work with you guys.
Yeah.
That happens so many times. And you know what I'll be doing? I'll be getting my drone up, just having
Yeah.
a good time. So that's what I'll do.
Exactly.
Starting on the exterior. Seems like
We have a phone call.
It's a 501 area code. It might be.
Let's just pick it up. Let me
Let's
see. Where's the
see.
volume?
Thanks for calling the Divas. How can we help you?
Hi, Divas. How are y'all?
Hi.
thank
How
you.
are you? You have a question for Ahmad?
I'm good. Yes, ma'am. I called a while back, and I just wanted to follow up. Have you guys found a house that was made out of marshmallows yet?
That's my cousin Fred.
Anyway, you had some
We have to
questions,
love
Maddie?
that.
I do. What I definitely want the buyers. I mean,
Wait, does this guy call?
he called last week. I wish I would have remembered his voice or his number.
He sounded dead serious.
Right,
He was
like,
so
whoa.
We was like,
Okay.
that's how he got us last time. Like, oh, y'all work out in New York? Really? And he hit us with the marshmallow nonsense.
Oh man.
Ay, ay, ay. I actually do, but I definitely want to put a disclaimer out to the buyers so that they know home inspectors do not work for realtors. The
No.
home inspector works for you, the buyer. I cannot give a mod $100 and say, make sure you don't do this. Why? Because I can lose my license.
And I can
guess
lose
what?
my
A
license.
mod can lose his.
Not for no $100.
Not for no, you know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
please understand that we give you a recommended list of inspectors who
Absolutely.
we work with and you choose, and even
Right.
so they work for you.
Right. Right.
Whew, I wanted to make sure that they knew that. But what are some common trends or deficiencies? Help me out.
Deficiencies?
Deficiencies. See, that sounds like fish
Issues.
It's okay.
What
Issues, yeah.
Issues.
Common issues.
What's
No
your
worry, we
common
got
issue?
So I have a saying: you keep the moisture out of your house, your house will live forever.
Oh, okay.
It's always moisture issues. The last like 100 inspections I've done, I can't think of a house where it didn't have some type of moisture issues. Whether it's the downspouts, you have to extend them out. Whether the roof is giving out, whether there's some level of a leak. Water destroys everything. It creates mold. It destroys building products. Invites pests. So if I could say anything, it's always moisture issues.
Got it. What happens? This has definitely happened to me. What happens if there's too many issues on a report?
Okay. So the first thing I would do is obviously I walk the buyer through everything. I tell them, listen, I usually, especially with first time home buyers, I always try to have a little bit of like a pep talk. Especially when just looking outside the house and I know it's going to have a few issues. I'm like, listen, guys, there's going to be some stuff in here. I'm going to explain everything to you, and just understand that everything is repairable. You just got to get the right trades in place.
Okay.
So I definitely have that talk, especially when I start seeing this and people are nervous and they're inviting their brothers, cousins.
Yes. Oh my God. Keep them home.
about that.
If they're not on the pre-approval, don't bring them to the home inspection because they instantly become an engineer or electrician or some sort of contractor.
Yeah, so many uncles I had to talk to. I'm kind of like shoo away, and I'm like, listen, I need to focus with you right now, just so you understand what it is. So basically, I'll explain it to the best of my ability. I tell them, listen, go get the right contractors. If it's something relatively simple, I tell them, hey, this is the best way of fixing it. This isn't too horrible. I try not to get into any numbers because obviously that's the point of the contractors, right? But I point everything out to them, and what I explain to them is it's going to be in the report. And I love to add a lot of pictures, as much details as I can. Candace has seen my report so many times. Like just one section, I'll pretty much put the following observations were made: 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't just stop as your chimney has issues. Okay, what does that do to anything? But it's your chimney walls are deteriorating. You don't have a flue. You don't have a chimney cap. Whatever. I get into as much details as I can. And then that's where you guys come in. You guys are the confidant, right? You guys could go back to the seller, get it addressed, and your attorney could do his job as well. He could start working for you, and hopefully, hey, there could be some credit, right? Or maybe some repairs, or maybe it's not that bad of an issue where they could say, hey, we could budget for this in the future. But it's my job to at least put it on paper and to point it out to them and explain to them to the best of my ability.
I just wanted to I'm laughing because he mentioned earlier he was never on his live, and then one comment said, "What's up, handsome?"
See? Now they know you are a real person.
Did
you wave back to them?
Too.
It's not distracting.
No, I didn't respond because this is so distracting. They're probably looking at like, where's this guy looking at?
He actually has a question. It says, how far in advance do you need
Notice for
Notice
an
for
inspection,
inspection.
and turn around a report.
Good question.
That is a really good question. I actually know that guy too. He's one of my really good friends. So shout out to him.
All right.
Shout out.
Yeah, his name is M3. Yeah.
Hey.
He loves.
Hey,
loves,
M3.
Yeah, M3. Yeah, that's my boy. So anyway, coming back to his question, I would say a few days, especially like the summer or spring season.
Right.
Home inspectors could be booked. That's not just including me, other
Yeah.
home
That's
definitely
inspectors as
typical.
well. So I would
Sure.
say a few days to a week. I usually tell people as soon as you get out of attorney review,
Yeah.
start
Absolutely.
looking for your home inspectors. You could go with the realtor's recommendations, but sometimes I also tell people maybe it's best for you to choose your own home inspector, read reviews, somebody you feel comfortable with.
Right.
And then the turnaround for the report, I usually aim for 24 to 48 hours.
Perfect.
Some reports may take me a little bit longer when I'm filtering through pictures, but what's important is I get in a timely manner and I give them all the information and all the details that they need.
Right.
I like how you said immediately after attorney review. I sort of like to give the buyer
Before.
the list before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only
Yeah.
so they're not looking
Yeah.
and calling. So right
Yeah.
after attorney
When the
review,
offer gets accepted,
they
Yeah.
know.
start. Yeah.
And I do
Start
get that
moving.
sometimes. I get tentative like scheduling and I'll work with them. I'm
Right.
like, listen, if you notice it's not gonna work, don't freak out. Just give me a call. I'll work with you, you know. And I work evenings, weekends, so I have a little bit of flexibility. Hey, they're
Right.
working with my schedule just as much as I'm working with their schedule. And
Perfect.
also even your schedules too. You guys are all running around all the time,
Right.
right?
As cats say, just trying to make some money.
Mm-hmm.
We all want to know costs. Wait, I want to make sure that this live is on. 'Cause I think a phone call had came through.
The marshmallow guy?
No, on the phone. So I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
going like walk around real quick because I don't want them to miss this. But
Okay.
what is the cost? What's the cost? What's the cost to meet the boss?
All right, so the cost will definitely vary depending on the size, sometimes geographic location. I know some home inspectors will also do it based on percentage. Hold on, I gotta move a little bit, guys. Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is definitely the size of the home. How many floors, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, because that's ultimately my time, right? And how long I'm gonna be writing that report for. I try not to base it off geographic location in any way, as long as it's in the area I service and I'm not driving 2 hours, which I typically
No,
don't do anyway.
But listen, that's one thing I love about Ahmed. One time I had a client, she was purchasing in Trenton. And I was
he
like,
did that trip?
he did only because he was
couldn't-
on vacation,
yeah, I
but
was
he
on
would
vacation.
have if she couldn't wait, but he would have. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I like about Ahmed. Yeah, he will get the job
Flexibility.
done.
Nice.
Yeah.
I try my best. If it's a little bit longer, hey, I'll be in little traffic playing my tunes, so I don't mind.
Playing your tunes.
yeah.
What's some of your tunes that you're listening to right
I
now?
have different music for different moods, honestly.
Oh,
I
yeah,
could go hip hop, I could do R&B, I can't do country though. I can't do
No Lil Nas X.
Talking about Little Nas.
He's number one.
Oh yeah, that's
child
the one.
knows.
West Side.
Yeah, I have no shame. I'll listen to pop. I'll listen to all the little hits. I really don't care. Anything that sounds good and I could bob my head to,
Right.
I'll groove to it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, so the cost will really vary depending if it's a single or two family home. I mean, a good number that I give for single to two family homes, depending obviously on size, I'm anywhere from 500 all the way up to maybe 800 to 900, depending on the size of the home, of course. If it's a mansion, that price doesn't matter, of course.
I'm sorry, we have another question off your live.
Yep.
It says, why do inspectors always push for radon air testing?
Radon air testing. So this comes back
question.
to your indoor air quality and pretty much your health.
Yeah.
So radon is all around us. We're breathing radon as we speak right now. Now, what's important about the radon testing is you're going to be in your home. You want to make sure it's not really concentrated at a very high level in your home. Because if it is, it's going to cause health effects. It's going to have health effects. Like it could potentially cause lung cancer in the long run. There's some areas that have higher radon than others in New Jersey, like Northwest Jersey, Sussex area, Sussex County area, is known to have higher radon. But either way, I tell people, hey, it's not that much more expensive. Get the radon testing, just get it done, have that peace of mind,
Right.
and it's relatively simple to test.
And if I'm
Right.
not mistaken, that's just like a gas that's up from the ground.
Yes.
So it's odorless. It's,
I should have been more specific. Yeah,
No,
it's
it's fine.
odorless. Think of it like carbon monoxide. Not as deadly. It's not gonna kill you like carbon monoxide, but it's odorless. You can't see it. You can't smell it. You can't sense it. There's nothing you could do unless you do a radon test to figure out that there's radon. Because you have a crawl space, that means absolutely nothing. Even a slab on grade, you could still have high radon. So I want to put that disclaimer out there.
Okay. So,
Definitely answered all my questions. Thank you.
so is it possible for a home to fail an inspection?
Okay. Yeah, I get that all the time, and then I'll get the follow-up question: would you buy this house if you're in my shoes?
Yeah.
And it will always
do ask
be
that.
like with the realtor standing right there,
Yeah.
and then the realtor will be like this with the mic, like if they could. And I'm like, and then I have to have like my quick steer clear answer, like hey, I can't answer that. The house didn't pass or fail. I'm gonna tell you what the issues are. You decide what you're comfortable with.
Right.
I tell
That's
people this
good.
all the time. I'm like, listen, you decided to buy this house. You put in an offer. You must have had the conversation with your significant other or your family. You must have maybe researched the schools,
Right.
looked up the price point to make sure it works. Just because I'm telling you that there's issues, that doesn't necessarily mean it should be a deal breaker.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to make sure you're getting yourself into something you're comfortable in. It's kind of like when you go to a car dealership. You're not going to just buy a car because it looks gorgeous. You're going to want to test drive it, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Nobody buys the house without
on
test
who you
driving it.
Have
No.
you guys ever lost a deal with
Becau-
because the inspection failed?
No, thank God I have not. I have not. Because like Ahmed said, everything is fixable, and I think it depends. I think that's where your attorney strength is shown,
gonna
and
say
also
that, yeah.
and the realtor too, because we also have a little bit of control, as well. I think that's really, everyone's like, yeah, realtors don't do anything. You just show me homes. No. Showing homes is like the easiest
the
part.
easy
Yeah,
part.
like when you start getting bad inspections, like appraisals that are low, like that's really where our expertise
Problem
is.
solving.
Yeah, that's like
Absolutely.
when you really see it. So I thank God I haven't had anything fall through because of a home inspection. Knock on wood. Where's the wood?
Yes.
Is this wood?
I think this wood.
I need a drum roll.
And let me take this a step further. Like, you really don't need to be an expert to know a house needs work. If you walk
Right,
in,
right.
you start seeing cracks all over the place. It smells like a cat died.
Right, some
like,
cats
come
still
on.
live there, right.
The home inspector is just going to confirm some of these things that you already had in the back of your mind. I'm just going to get a little bit more specific and put it on paper for you.
Right, right.
Because I love sometimes when I go into a basement and there'll be like a big puddle in the basement. And people will be like, I didn't think it was this bad. I was like, was this puddle here when you put in the offer? And they were like, yeah, it was. I was just like, so what are you talking about?
Right.
There's a puddle in your basement. Like, like, it's right there. Like, come on, guys.
Right.
But you know what it is? I think it's because a lot of people have high emotion going into this.
Yeah.
They just want everything to be so perfect. you
Right.
know?
Right.
They want to feel like they're getting a good deal. Nobody wants to feel like they're getting a bad deal.
Right.
Right.
That's what
Correct.
it really comes down to.
And speaking
So-
of which, ladies, do you point out deficiencies throughout the home if it's
Yeah, all the
Evident?
time. I do
Like,
all the
okay,
time.
look
If
at
I-
When,
that
from the
crack.
time, the
Yes.
first time
Yeah.
I show it to the inspection, absolutely, absolutely.
Candace actually pointed out moisture.
I do.
A leak one
Everything.
time in that one house.
Yeah,
I still remember it.
yeah.
Like there was definitely a wet spot.
Yeah.
But we weren't sure it was active, and she was like, "Get that moisture."
Well, no,
up."
because the seller. No, so the seller lied to us.
Oh yeah, right in
and
our
said,
face.
"Oh yeah, because you saw it." But she was like, "Yeah, I think we fixed it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So I
Then
let
she
her take
left.
her dog out, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Ahmed, get the moisture."
Yeah.
I was like, "Get it." He was sure enough.
What does it,
It-
look like? I've never seen that before. The moisture.
The moisture
Moisture
meter?
meter. So they have two different ones. They have the ones that are a little less intrusive, where it's almost like a pad, and you put it against it and it senses it. And then they have the ones where you kind of almost like borderline stab it, stab the sheetrock or the plaster walls. You poke it in, not stab it.
Oh, okay. So that one I've
Yeah,
saw. Okay.
so-
So I was like,
And it
wait
gives a
second.
reading.
Did I
Yeah.
miss something?
It gives a reading.
I have like 4 different moisture meters
Yeah.
because I honestly don't trust them all the time. And sometimes you really just have to take a step back and just feel it with your hand. Sheetrock is the easiest.
common sense way,
Yeah,
okay.
sheetrock, you could pick it up really quickly. You just have to be a little bit more focused. Sometimes even lighting. If you shut off light, you could start seeing streaks. You'd be surprised what light points out sometimes.
Nice tip.
Yeah.
Nice tip. I've actually had lost a contract, just one, but
Okay.
it was termites.
Okay.
Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. So
It must have been really bad then.
yeah, it
In the
was.
home?
It was sort of in the basement. You know where the beams are. It was everywhere.
Right.
And in the garage, and the seller didn't want to cooperate. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what?
At least it was in the garage. Or was it in the house too?
In the basement too.
In the basement.
Oh, in the basement.
So
Okay,
they
I
were
didn't hear
afraid
that.
it was
Yeah.
going to, start going up in the home. You have to live there, not me. If it makes you comfortable, let's move on.
Right. And that kind of brings me to the next question. Like, so do you think sellers should get a home inspection before putting the property back on the
Ooh,
market?
that's an amazing question.
Absolutely. And most sellers do not, because they do not want to put out the money.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like they go into these deals not wanting to really know what the issues are, if you want me to be honest. But, I mean, think about it. Especially in a high market, you're trying to get top dollar,
Yeah.
The buyer's home inspector is going to be pointing out all this good stuff, right? All these issues. Why don't you get ahead of the game, get a home inspector in there, because I'm going to come in there and tell you, hey, these are what the issues are.
Right.
It's almost like I'm battling against the buyer's inspection, if you think about it. Logically, that's what it is. But here are some of the big issues. At the very least, maybe you could even fix the small issues. Like, hey, if there's an outlet bad, why have that on a buyer's report? Your
Right.
report will look so much better if you get some of these things fixed.
Yeah.
Because these reports be like Bibles.
Yeah.
Some of them, yeah.
Some,
and,
yeah.
and there's a lot of disclaimers in there.
Yeah.
There is some level of disclaimers, but the big body of the report is a lot of pictures and statements.
Right.
I got another
He has
question.
another question.
Oh, you popping.
It says, with the thorough report, could that be used for the basis for
Negotiation.
Negotiation.
Absolutely.
It could be, of course, because you have it on paper. The only thing is, a buyer is going to bring a home inspector in anyway. So if a seller does the report, and let's say he even presents it to him, I've had deals where the realtor would be like, hey, the seller actually did a report and they gave it to me. And I honestly do not like to look at those reports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in and do my own thing anyway.
Right.
If
Right.
they truly
Disclosure?
did what they did, obviously those
It'll match.
deficiencies won't come up
Right.
in my report.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
I
I
agree.
feel like from a seller standpoint, it's not for negotiation. It's more to get
from the
your
sellers.
property ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I agree.
You
I
know,
think
you
so.
could get a
Seller.
prospective buyer in there.
Yeah.
But definitely from a buyer.
From a buyer, yeah, from a
Yes.
buyer. I thought
From
they
a
said
buyer
buyer's
standpoint, 100%. From a seller standpoint, it's more like you're just preparing
Right.
to get all your ducks in a row.
Right.
I
If I
agree.
can describe it in any way.
But for
I
a
agree.
buyer, if a lot of the items weren't, expected, they're definitely going to go in and try to
Yes.
negotiate.
Of
Either the
course.
seller remediate it, fix it, or just give a credit
Yeah.
of some sort.
Absolutely. So that brings me to the next question. Do new homes require a home inspection?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if it's 1 day old, it
Mhm.
needs a home
Mhm,
inspection.
mhm.
Think about it, especially with new homes.
Mhm.
You're spending a ton of money. What's your average new home cost now?
Depends on the
Um,
area.
Depends
Yeah,
on
depends on
obviously
the
the
area.
area, but
But
let's say a decent area.
it's
a
like
decent-
600 or 700 at least.
Yeah,
so about
so
6 or
You're
7.
putting
yeah.
up your whole life savings. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah.
that's
They
a
are.
lot of
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
They are.
So think about it. You're putting up all this new money. Just because the house was built brand new, that doesn't mean mistakes weren't made.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's actually the best time where you could catch all the little things or
Yeah.
make sure that the house was really built to hold up.
Right, right.
Essentially. Even with major renovations, I tell people, listen, you should still get a home.
Absolutely.
I'm
I
glad you
agree.
asked that because a lot of times buyers get confused with new construction and newly renovated.
Right. Or
Yeah.
gut reno or
And
something.
they just think like it's no issues.
Yeah.
But there's always
An issue.
something.
Right.
Yeah,
There's
there's always something.
Something could be forgotten
Yeah.
unintentionally, and it can be addressed. And if at least they can get the maintenance tip, if anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just some of the maintenance tips. A lot of things are under warranty, and some
Right.
builders will say that you'll have
Yeah.
the 1 year warranty
Mhm.
anyway. But I mean,
It's
how
good to
much are
know.
you spending on a home inspection? You're spending peanuts in the dollar in comparison
Right.
to what this house is. You're paying for this house essentially, and all
Yeah.
the closing costs and the attorney fees.
Yeah.
What's a $500 to $800 inspection?
Right.
Obviously, assuming size and location and all that
Right.
good stuff. But it's nothing.
Yeah, I have because I wanted to ask that because I have a client, we're under contract, brand new construction,
Mhm.
and they usually brand new construction, they actually come with a 10-year warranty.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I'm still like, listen, get the home inspection done because you're
You
under
never know.
warranty. It's just like, you buying leasing a car or buying a car and it has a warranty. Every little click you hear before that warranty is
Right.
like
Mhm.
up, you're going to bring it to the dealership. Like, listen, I hear this. Can you look it up?
And,
Whatever.
and I still find issues. There was
You
one
always
new,
find issues.
Yeah,
I
one
mean-
new house I did. There was a puddle in the basement.
Mhm.
It's brand new
Mhm,
construction.
mhm.
There's no reason why there should be a puddle in the basement.
Right, right.
Like, come on. So, and thank God I was there when there was a torrential rainstorm.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell
That's the
people
best time.
best time to do a
Best-
Yeah,
home
best
I
inspection.
agree. I agree.
If it's
So-
raining,
I agree.
Sellers
not
probably
cancel
try to
that
get
appointment.
slick and reschedule it.
Yes.
Like, that is absolutely
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
not
the
cancel
best
that
time.
appointment.
I
Do
agree.
not. I've had people try to cancel. I'm like, what are you doing?
What?
This is putting your house to a test.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I
Absolutely.
was like, all right, I guess I won't get rained on. That's fine. I'll go home.
Yeah.
But that's the best time to do a home inspection when
Right.
it's raining.
I
Whether
agree.
it's light, hard. If it's hard, it's even better.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And I tell my clients that all the time. Like, they're like, yeah, are they going to have any issues with this home inspection? I'm like, listen, even brand new homes have issues. Like, there's no, like, that's just the way it is. So,
I did one
know.
new home where I couldn't even open any of the windows or lock them. I
Wow.
couldn't believe it. I was just like, not one window. I think there was one. Actually, I'm sorry. There was one. And and it was empty, so it was very easy. Once it's vacant, I could go and check
Right.
every outlet,
Right.
every window. It doesn't take that much more time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had people. Here's another thing I'll tell you with new construction. They'll be like, "Oh, it's a new construction home. Can you cut the price a little lower?
What?
You're not gonna be
I've never
no.
heard
spending
that
that."
before.
I've had
Okay.
people tell me
Really?
this all the time.
No
How
way.
do you respond?
I tell them, I'm like, listen, I'm actually going to be spending more time because guess what? I have no furniture in my way. I'm going to be checking everything. Even though New Jersey tells me I only should be checking some windows and outlets, I'm going to go that extra step and check it because it's new construction home.
Right.
You're expecting the best, so I'm giving you the
Right, of course.
So when people tell me that, I laugh. I'm like, listen, I still have to go through the same cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully I shouldn't find as many issues as I would find in an
Right.
old home logically,
But
right?
you're still
And most of the time I do.
Mhm.
Most of the time that's the case. But it doesn't matter. I'm still there. I'm still explaining things to you.
Mhm, absolutely.
Everything happens the exact same thing. It's
Right.
just it looks a little bit curbside ready.
Right,
That's it.
Right. So speaking of vacant homes, because you and I just inspected one. Can you tell me give me a list of the craziest things
Oh,
I
man.
can't wait
experienced
to hear
in a
this.
home inspection?
So I did. I'll tell you this one house I did actually. I still remember it because I knew it was bad. It was summertime. The person gave me the address. I'm fully good. Everything. So the buyer gave me the code to the door. I'm like, I'm not meeting somebody there because he was out of town. And they were like, no, the realtor won't be there. There's the code. So I knew there was something funny. I was like,
Right.
there's no realtor, no buyer. They were like going. So as soon as I get there, the Porsche's collapsing. Right?
Stop.
Oh my God.
And I could already see that this house is going to be fun, I opened the door. It smelled like absolute death.
Oh my
like
God.
death. Like
Like a
as
whole
soon
dead
as
body.
yeah, like really nasty. I went back. It was summertime. I went back. I got my mask. I put my gloves on. I put my goggles. I was like, I'm gonna be fully suited for this. I should have probably put
I was
the
about to
full
ask
suit
you.
on.
Got the
Right.
But I
hazmat
didn't
white
even
suit
bother
on.
that. Actually, I think I had a light sweater on. I just took it off and went in. The person calls me about 10 minutes in the home inspection. He's like, listen, Ahmed, I'm going to be honest with you. The reason I need you to find me a structural issue. I'm like, what do you mean you need me to find you a structural issue? He's like, I promised I would take this house, or I had it where I had to take it as is, or something like that. He told me the only way I could pull out of this deal is a structural issue. I'm like, listen, I can't make up a structural issue, but I'm like, I got good news for you. I think just judging by me standing in this floor, I'm going to find a structural issue. I walk into the kitchen, the first floor kitchen. The second floor kitchen was literally collapsing in the first floor kitchen. I took a picture. I texted it to him. I was like, you're welcome. There's your structural issue. Because it was literally collapsing.
Yeah.
Like, I could see the wood joist. I didn't walk into that kitchen.
Smart.
So basically, I put my camera on, like, I figured out how to put it on fast, like, picture mode.
Yeah.
I snapped everything. I went to the basement. As soon as I got to the basement, it got super itchy. My throat was getting itchy, even with my mask on. Like, everything was on this report. Mold, asbestos, lead. I don't even look for those things. Like, I'm not doing a full thorough inspection for it, but it's so obvious that it was there. Everything you could think of. Structural issues. There was a hole in the roof. Everything. There was... I think there were squatters living there because I found boxes of Cheerios open.
You know what?
You never find boxes of Cheerios open. You know there's squatters living in there.
Wow.
So that report took forever. That home inspection was quick because I took all the pictures I needed. I was in and out in like 40 minutes.
Wow.
But the report took me like a solid 4 or 5 hours. Going through the pictures, putting it in the report.
Wow.
The guy even told me, he was like, I just need you to highlight the structural, but I don't want him to come back and tell me, hey, you didn't do your... So I just did. This is what you're paying me for.
Good.
I just put it all in there.
Good.
But some other crazy things, holes in the roof where it's physically raining in the house. I found that. Crazy termite damage. Raccoon heads in the attic.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not even bringing our. We have a few things that we've seen.
One of the craziest, dead raccoons in the attic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
it was
deep.
Headless?
What's
Like-
right?
like I think it just decayed or
Yeah, it was decayed or
dismembered.
something, but it was just like it
It's
was
just the
weird.
head.
What time of year was this? Was it like
Uh,
winter?
no, it was like
Spring,
May.
I
Yeah, it was.
think.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
like
Yeah.
so it
spring.
just died.
I don't know. It was probably up
looked
there
like
for
it was there
years.
for a while.
Yeah, it was probably up there
And
for
then we
years.
found dead mice, of course.
Nice.
Actually, they're more like rats. Actually, they were really pretty big. Yeah, they weren't mice.
And I,
Candace, you stayed? You
No,
observed
this was.
it?
yeah, because you know what? As an investor, it's like weird because I see all of this stuff. Like I'm with squatters, with crackheads. I'm like,
insects that you don't like.
oh, insects.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
There was a
Yeah, like
whole
a spider.
bug.
Yeah, a whole
This
spider.
house
I
definitely
can't
had
do.
it.
Raccoons
I
and
can't do.
rats.
Yeah, I can't do.
Oh, you can't do bugs.
No,
can't
no,
do that.
I
Anybody
can't
can
do
hold
bugs
raccoon.
at all.
But can't take no
Candace
bugs.
was taking a photo shoot of the rats. It was
See?
like,
Yeah,
this is gonna
I
make-
was.
and
I
the
was.
raccoon,
I
this is
was.
gonna make
With-
my
with-
Instagram.
Right.
Shoot
Yeah,
it
it was
out.
definitely on my
Right.
Instagram. It was on my Instagram stories.
Instagram story. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure she got
Oh,
some comments for that one.
Yeah, I did.
I must have missed
Well,
But last time we had to almost try to break into one of the properties.
It was funny. I was like, it's not in my job description to figure out how to break
I'm like,
into
but
a
you're a
house.
whole engineer. You don't know how to pick a lock.
I'm like, I don't pick locks. I never had this issue.
I had-
Like, this is your job.
I had
like,
to
you
call
know?
my friend, another fellow realtor. I won't say any names, but but I was like, girl, do you know how to pick a lock? Because for some reason, I don't know why the agent, he kept letting the property be shown after it was under contract. And I guess someone locked the door and the key, well, we later found out that there was no key. So it was a lot going on, but I was like trying to get Ahmed to like watch YouTube videos and like
Stop.
break
I
into
was
the
trying
lock.
to
I was
figure it out.
serious because you know I'm like I've had that with home inspectors. Like there's a lock or something. You haven't had like a lock that you don't have. Girl, you know how many locks I've literally unscrewed
Mhm.
for a home inspection? Yeah.
I was trying to
We're
find
not
a window.
rescheduling.
Yeah.
I told her, I was like,
rescheduling,
listen,
yeah.
if I get locked up, you better.
Well,
bail me
you know
out."
what it is. I always call the attorney. I'm like, or the seller. Yeah, my attorney or the seller, and I'm like, guys, we need to finish this up. You know, either I'm gonna kick the door down or But you guys are going to be responsible. If my client doesn't want to buy the property, you're still responsible for your own lot.
Yeah. And then, you know what's funny is the landlord sent someone, or the I guess, and then he literally took a big screwdriver and then he just broke the molding. I'm like, I guess one more issue for the report.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, yeah, make sure you get that on the report. Make sure they fix that.
I was just like, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Home inspections are fun. Sorry.
Sure.
With since you are an engineer, and I'm sure if you run into engineer problems at the home, are you able to dually?
See, that's a gray area for me,
Okay.
because I am acting as a home inspector, and that's what I'm insured for. And so I have to be very careful. I don't ever get into full engineering details.
Okay.
I have the higher level of comfort and education, but I try to stick to the New Jersey bylaws. You know, I guide people the best way that I can. But with, like, especially major structural issues, I still have to tell them, hey, go get a structural PE. Just because you're a PE too doesn't mean you're structural.
Okay.
Structural.
Right.
And you're not structural.
Right.
That wasn't
Right.
my biggest focus
Okay.
in college. I did more of like a geotech background when I did my exam.
Okay. Because typically, like you mentioned, when we run into problems, they'll suggest that they
Right.
contact an engineer.
Right.
So can they, I guess, recontact you to address that problem?
And I tell them,
Okay.
I'm like, listen, you have to go to someone
Got it.
else. And,
Yeah.
and I try not to get into that gray area to get
Okay.
myself in trouble.
Yeah, I
Makes
agree.
sense.
I think that's smart.
Yeah,
Like, he
because
just threw that in there because
Right.
he wanted to get paid again.
'Cause that's what I thought.
Nah,
I
I
thought
don't
it's
do
so-
that. That's actually a conflict of interest too.
Okay.
You're not supposed
Yeah.
to be selling services.
Absolutely. Okay.
You could do a structural service, but like with respect to contracting or repairs, you technically should get someone else. If your
Okay.
home inspector is acting as a general contractor, he technically shouldn't be doing that.
Right. Okay.
Got it. Well,
Any other questions, lady? I think that was everything,
That was-
right?
like, wow, we got some feedback real quick. I just want to let you know, Ahmad, Eric Estevez. Hey, Eric. He said,
Hi, Eric.
Hey, he said, great information. Very, very important. I can't actually see from my live, but we had a lot of people actually join in. We'll actually shout them out later.
Did you have any questions for
Right.
us? Did you have anything you wanted to add before we
I
sign?
have one question for you guys. What's the biggest pet peeve that you guys don't like that home inspector does? Like, what was like maybe a story you could go into? Like, what was one of the biggest things that you didn't like that a home inspector may have done?
Which one?
We're like,
Other
don't
than kill
don't
a
all
deal.
speak at one time.
Listen,
We're all
other
like-
than, but like something where you feel like the home inspector really didn't need to do that. You guys understand we
Right.
have to do our jobs. I mean, we're all mature adults here. We all understand that.
I
But
think I can point out two things.
Okay.
I know we mentioned before that we tend to recommend inspectors.
Right.
The reason in doing so is I like to have a team. So if I refer you to my attorney versus my inspectors, because I trust them. It's somebody I can
Absolutely.
possibly call on their phone. I can text them late at night, and I'm familiar with their work. So sometimes it seems as though when they choose their own professional and it doesn't go right, I mean, you can't call me for that.
Yeah.
You can't tell me, well, I didn't like his report. I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah.
Had you gone with my person, I'll feel bad and I can take the blame a little bit, but I can also contact that person
Right.
for more reassurance and to say, what's going on, because that's on my team. And speaking of which, one of the examples I'm going to give you is that a buyer selected their own inspector, and it was like he was silent the whole time. He just went through the whole house. I was like,
yeah.
okay, we'll have the report. And I think it was like 4 or 5 days. First of all, that's too long for a report.
yeah.
Second of all, it's like, hello, are you going to explain anything? What are we waiting for? Is it okay?
So he got in and got out and got paid.
Yeah, like it was no education process. It
Right.
was nothing. So it was like, listen,
That's a cheaper home inspector.
right, like
probably.
where did you find this person? Like, please don't use this person again. And they obviously wasn't on my
Yeah, your
callback
recommended
list.
list. Yeah.
I even tell people all the time when they're shopping for a home inspector, because some people admit they're shopping.
They
and
shop by rates most of the
yeah,
time.
rates
The
is always a
cheapest.
big part.
Right.
I maybe you shouldn't book the most expensive. That doesn't mean he's not good. He's not
Right.
worth it. But I tell people, do yourself a favor and never go with the cheapest guy. If you're getting too good of a rate, it's probably too good to be true.
Right.
They're going to be in and out in 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour if you're lucky. And guess what? They're just in and out. And these guys, they do multiple inspections a day. Like me, Max, I'll do 3. And usually after that third one, I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
for sure.
Even like I don't try to even do 3 a day. Like 2 is probably a really good number for like I'm thinking like single 2 family.
Right.
Condos are a little bit different. I know there's some inspectors that join. They're probably like, oh, I got this. I could do it more, or maybe they do even less. I'm not sure.
Right.
2 to 3 a day is usually my number.
I'm sure it becomes a blur after a while.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
start to all
someone
look the
else's.
same. If it's condo inspection, it's a little bit different. But even condo inspections, your home inspector shouldn't be in and out in 20 minutes, even for a condo.
Right.
Even if it's a 1-bedroom or a studio condo, they shouldn't be in and out in 20 minutes. There's still a lot to see. There's
Right.
still a lot to test. There's still the education process. All that good stuff should be coming
Right.
during your walkthrough.
I agree. I honestly, I've never, like Kat said, excuse me, we have a team of people who we actually work with and are very trustworthy of. But prior to me finding my team, I did have a home inspector and he talked too much on, it wasn't like, you know, related to the home. It was other stuff. I do want you to discuss the home. I don't want you to discuss anything personal because this is a business and everyone has, you know, time restraints. And
Time is money. I gotta go.
time. I didn't want to say that, but time is money.
Right.
That tree outside has nothing to do. It wasn't even on the property. Any event, it wasn't relatively based on the property, and he took about a week to get me back my report, and I had to ask him 2 or 3 times. So at that moment, I knew I had to start searching for people who
I've never taken a week. That's
that's too
ridiculous.
long.
You shouldn't be. I understand
The market's
that things
moving too
happen,
fast.
Right.
but a week is a little bit too long, in my opinion, honestly. And I don't think if there's any home inspector that's on here, I don't know any home inspector that takes longer than a week.
Not
I think it should be
anymore.
a few days.
Look,
Well,
not
yeah, you gotta
anymore.
stay competitive because what's gonna happen
Absolutely.
is your competitor is gonna take it. You could swear you're good and you're great. I think I'm pretty good. At least I hope I am.
Sure.
But I don't pretend like somebody isn't gonna be out there that's gonna eat my food.
Right.
You know, I have to
Absolutely.
go and get
Us
it.
as
I have to
realtors
stay
too.
ahead. Yeah, same with you guys. It's probably even worse with you guys. It's more probably much more competitive with you guys.
Very
I would say.
competitive.
How about you, Miss Custom Fit? You got any pet peeves?
Yeah, I think mine are pretty simple. I just have 2 pet peeves. The first one is when an inspector doesn't have like a lot of tools and stuff. I love the drone thing, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
I
thank you.
love that. Like,
Necessity. It is
that's
essential.
Nowadays-
it has
Yeah.
to happen.
It-
You
it
have
seems
to
like
have
it
it.
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't, because like I
Hey,
recommend.
but some home inspectors are still Old Testament.
I know.
They'll come with the big ladders
Yeah.
and get up on that
No
roof.
Oh
way.
yeah, no, I haven't seen that. I
And
mean,
all power to them.
yeah, no, that's not. No,
That
I need
is
I need a
way
drone.
dangerous.
I need the moisture meters. I need the infrared cameras.
infrared
Like
camera.
I need all of
The bells
that.
and
And if you don't have
whistles.
like that's like a major prerequisite for
Yeah.
me. The other thing is I've had inspectors come to the job looking like you right now
In a suit.
in a suit.
Are you kidding?
And I'm like, I need my inspectors to get down and dirty, crawl in crawl spaces,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
all
I would never
everything.
see that.
Yeah. And he was expensive too. And he came with a big binder, you know, like, so I don't know what he was I don't know.
Super professional.
Yeah,
No,
super
thank you.
professional. But I'm like, you
Well,
better.
you
he
should
couldn't
look.
even
You
climb
should
up on
look
the
professional.
ladders.
I'll still be in slacks and a
Yeah,
polo.
slack, that's
Right.
fine. But
But
not
in
a
a whole
three-piece
suit,
suit.
No.
Not,
You're
not a
not getting
three-piece
down the
suit.
ground.
Not a 3-piece suit where you can't crawl. Like I said, he didn't even want to go up into the attic. I had to ask him because, you know, I'm like all for my clients. I'm like, can you climb up in the attic right now?
Yeah,
Like
you
it's
have
not
to.
even my money, but it's
Yeah.
like I
Get up-
need you to
get up
act
in
like
there.
it's my
Right.
money. Get
Yeah.
up in the crawl space in the attic.
That's pretty
please.
embarrassing too.
Yeah.
When a realtor has to tell you
Yeah,
how to do your
and
job.
I'll do it. Oh, I'll do it.
No,
you already, I'll do
listen,
it.
you're the you're representing your client. You have to look
Yeah.
out for their best interest. of course.
Absolutely.
That's
And the
pretty
clients don't know most of the time. They're just like, mesmerized by I think he gave them like the yard tape, like, the measuring
Yeah.
thing with the name on it, and they were like mesmerized by it. I was like,
Oh,
God.
by
I was
bells
like,
and whistles.
yeah.
Meanwhile, your whole
I'm
house
like,
falling
I'm
apart.
so
Next.
unimpressed, right? Like,
Yeah.
get
No.
up.
I
on the
usually
ladder.
I
give
haven't
that to
seen
the
that
kids.
yet.
I
I
usually
haven't
give
had
it to
those
the
problems.
screaming kids.
How about don't even give it to? Listen, if you do a good job, like your work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
You don't have to come with the bells and
Absolutely.
whistles.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's my. I'm sorry, I had to.
No, it's okay.
No. But so far, no, like,
Suit, wow.
no.
Yeah, 3-piece suit. I was like looking
Right.
at him like, oh my god, shiny
Nah,
shoes and
I
everything.
care about my
Shiny
suits too
and
much.
Easter shoes?
Shiny Easter shoes, and I'm yeah, I'm
Excuse me, sir, are you here to
serious.
work? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Who are you sending?
It's like business must be good, huh?
Ooh.
I
Wearing
guess.
suits to
Telling you.
inspections.
I guess.
Goodness. Well, Ama, we definitely appreciate you coming
Yes,
out.
thank you
this
for
week.
coming.
having
I
me,
know
of course.
our viewers, our buyers are now more educated than what we have
Yes.
already educated them on. But what we would like for you to do is to tell our viewers how they can contact you directly. And don't forget your Instagram, because now you popping on the gram.
All right, so the best way to reach me is definitely by cell. I'll give you my phone number really quickly, but it's on my Instagram page. It's on my Facebook page. You could also email me. My Instagram is Outlet Home Inspections. It's relatively simple. You'll see a blue logo. So the best way to reach me, cell phone 201
Hold on a
232.
second. I'm trying to type it.
Oh,
Maddie
okay,
is
sorry.
a little slow. 201
232
232
3769.
3769.
Even if you have some questions, I'll gladly answer them. No problem there. So yeah, the best way to reach me is cell phone. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You'll find me on LinkedIn. All the pages. If you want to read reviews about me, you don't believe that I'm good, go on Yelp and Google. Just so you know, Yelp likes to hide reviews. Any business owner will know that. But if you go on Google, they don't hide any reviews, which is awesome. But either way, they're on both Yelp, on Google. I'm on Facebook, all that good stuff.
Got it.
Nice.
Amazing. Well, we definitely want to thank you again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is our first home inspector.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh my God. I was like, oh, snap. We was excited. So
I was excited to do this. I asked you
Thank
to do this.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Um,
very much. You guys have any
No,
closing
that's
remarks?
it. We're back next Monday.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Stay tuned for the topic.
Yes.
We actually be planning after we leave here. We don't just go home.
Yeah,
We
right.
plan.
We plan.
We plan after this. So after this, we're going to plan our next adventure. And we have like a few more shows left. We have like 2 or 3 shows left. Our
Yeah.
season is up September the 3rd. You know our season because we popping it all. You know, just playing. Just playing. So we'll definitely see you guys next week. We appreciate you guys for tuning in the mod. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you again
Thank
for
you.
Good night, guys.
Bye. Tune in next time.
Come on, custom fitted.
Oh wait, no lie. Here.
I really have to run, guys. So I'm
Thank you.
Bye.
No problem.
Thank you. Nice to
thank
meet
you.
you.
I think we have to end
Thank
your-
you.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
see you later.
Bye-bye. Good
Thank
luck
you,
with
nice-
that daughter of yours.
All right.
Don't give her everything. She'll
No,
get spoiled.
thank you.
very much.
Absolutely not.
Good night.
Is your
You know
live
what?
still
I
live?
forgot. Hit that.
Her live.
We didn't go to the. What's the still? Yeah.